Walked into Metroflex gym. I didn't know what to expect, man. I remember we pulled up in front of the parking lot. You could hear the music thumping out in the parking lot. It was so loud. Brian is in there, Ronnie's in there. There was probably a dozen other bodybuilders in there that day the first time I pulled up. I was like, wow, this is a gym. Not like anything I'd ever seen before.
Really, this whole game, it's not rocket science. The biggest thing is you got to be intense. Whatever exercise you choose, of course, you're going to have things that you like better than others, but the most important thing in every workout, to me, is just intensity. I mean, you've got to go to failure. If you're just holding back, going through the motions, there's a lot of guys in the pro ranks that are there because they just have the best genetics. Once you get that upper level, man, if you want to win and be a champion, you've got to be able to suck it up and you've got to be able to go for it, The basic training of a champion hasn't changed since, Arnold's day. That's what made Ronnie so great for the 8 times he won the Olympia. He used to love just beating the crap out of all of us and laughing at us. It would just make all of us try harder. It made us all better.
And the amount of the energy and the atmosphere in there is like no other gym I've been to. It's unlike any gym in the world, man.
It's not just that too. I mean, the pace is incredible. I mean, it's not some scientific formula some guy comes up with that doesn't even work out. It's all about being intense, putting everything you got into it, and that's what makes you a real winner, what makes those workouts work.
This is how we train. We go balls to the wall all out every day, every time we go to the gym. That's how we do it, And I think with today's generation, I think people have gotten a little softer, man. There's very few, I'm not gonna say nobody, there are still a few young guys out there that want to bust ass and go heavy and give 100% and try to do better than they did last time they were in the gym every single time. But those guys are few and far between.
Bodybuilding isn't for the faint of heart. It is for the wild people of the world.
You got guys out here that lift some heavy, crazy weight. That's why Ronnie's so damn big. These guys out here do not play around. I beat guys on stage that I should never beat. They're genetically and physically more gifted than I am. I beat them because I outwork them.
This weight right here, no matter what, is going to always weigh 45 pounds. Whether it's shiny and brand new or covered in rust and blood, it's still 45 pounds.
You gotta have a certain attitude about working out when you work out in Metroflex. I just feel like that. You gotta be hardcore.
The work ethic, just everything about him exemplifies, what I love. I mean, he's about the hardest working bodybuilder I've ever met. Early 80s is when the big corporate gyms started coming around. They didn't really like us in there. They didn't let us use chalk. Took all the good bars out, replaced them with chrome bars, removed the squat racks, things like that. And there was the really hardcore gyms were few and far between. I started seeing there was a need for this, and especially if I wanted to keep training hard and reach my goals as a competitor. I had to start my own thing. It created that hardcore atmosphere, the family of iron, of competitors, camaraderie among us all, people setting goals and reaching goals.
The real gym here. No air conditioning, 100-degree heat, couple weights, and music.
Training a client next to Branch and Johnny the other day, and then Branch was rowing. We go all the way up to 300 on dumbbell, 250-pound dumbbell, and he's just one arm rowing, heaving that thing like a maniac.
Before every set, I gotta think and I gotta dig deep inside and know that if I don't grind this out, if I don't get one more rep, if I let the struggle beat me and I just let go and not fight through it, I know that guy next to me, he might have done that. So remember, when you want to give up, when you start getting in that struggle, when that weight starts caving down on you,
Training articles basically talks about not lifting that hard, not that heavy, and doing very strict. But for us here, that style never really worked. We always lifted very heavy, or as heavy as you could. Sometimes the internet police or form police or whatever you want to call them, man, it's so ridiculous. Come up with some reason why he's doing it wrong. And these guys can't bench 135 for 5. The style we use here is very explosive. Some people call it cheating. To me, cheating is relative. I'll take, for example, a guy I trained a few years back. He'd been trained by a very well-known guy over in Dallas. This kid probably had 14-inch arms, been training with this guy 4 years. First workout I did with me, wanted to do arms. Well, I load up a 25-pound plate on each side of the easy curl bar, which, I've got women that can do that. And he said, well, why so much weight? I go, that ain't nothing, dude. You can do more than that. And he started trying to do it super strict. Well, he couldn't do it. I said, freaking explode that shit, man. Put a little ass in it, man. Heave it. It's okay. Well, my trainer said, okay, how many titles your trainer won? How many world champions has your trainer trained? 0. How big are his arms? To me, cheating, there's a point where it goes too far, of course. The way you look at it is, what kind of pump are you getting? What's it feel like? Are you able to make gains, go stronger, go more? I mean, it's just having that heart to never give up. It's almost like, you got to prove that you want it, man. We used to bring people in here to try to match him, the champion, and a lot of them didn't even make it through the first workout.
Failure was not an option. So I learned, because of my background in the gym, hard work is what everybody did. And I just tried to take it to the next level. And the reason I won is because I worked harder than they did. I know because some of these guys trained in the gym and I outworked them in the gym. And I realized, man, these guys are actually probably more gifted than I am. but I beat them because I out-trained them. And if you give 100% and don't let nobody outwork you, eventually you'll win.
The weights this man uses needs protection, Lord. He's going to go beyond anything he's ever done before.